I just know that another lady came over. They started arguing over my head, and the lady slapped her while she was in my head.
At this point, it wasn't a salon. It was a Nollywood set. I mean, it might as well be.
Just poor, very poor customer service.
And this is one of my biggest frustrations with black hair salons. The lack of professionalism.
I've been there since 8 this morning till 6 o'clock. I haven't had nothing to eat, nothing to drink. I'm tired.
So she stayed from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's a full work day. And not a penny earned. In fact, money spent. That is not how you build a brand. That is how you destroy one. Hey loves. So before we get into today's video, I would like to give a quick shout out to one of my followers. She posted this lovely comment under my last post. I responded to this lovely follower, but unfortunately I had to take down that post. But I really wanted to give this follower a shout out. They commented, just want to say, keep posting. We are enjoying it. I hope your channel and community continues to grow. The post, such a positive comment. Thank you. You really made my day that day. And just to everyone out there watching, please say kind words to people, as it goes a really long way. So thank you so much for your lovely comment. I really hope you get to see this shout out. If you do see the shout out, please say hi in the comment section. Okay, so in today's video, we're talking about a woman who starts off her video by saying that God has really been testing her patience and her faith. And when I heard that, I thought, oh wow, what happened? Because you know, when someone says that about a trip to the hairdresser, you know it must have been bad. She said it was the worst hairdressing experience she's ever had. And let's be honest, getting your hair done should not feel like a test from God. It really shouldn't. It's something we do to feel good, and it's not for us to leave and feel broken and frustrated. So I knew this story was going to be a hot mess. Take a look.
When I say God has been truly testing my patience and my faith, today was like one of the worst hair experiences I ever had. I'm crying because I'm upset. I'm upset and I'm angry because I kept my composure the entire time. I didn't go off. I didn't cuss, but I wanted to so bad. But I'm like, you know, I've been going to church trying to get my life together and just elevate my life. So I was at Mary's African Hair Braiding on Kelly between 8 Mile and 7 Mile. I've been going to the same lady for about 10 years. I'm sorry, 9 years. So she recently opened up a larger shop to where it's like maybe 20 braiders.
Now guys, you heard that. She says she's been going to this hair braider for 9 years. That's loyalty, and I get it. Because when you find a braider who understands your hair, your style, your preferences, you stick with them. But here's where things went left. Braider had expanded, now with 20 braiders in the shop. And unfortunately, with that expansion came chaos. Poor customer service, disorganization, the very things that make black women dread salon visits.
But the customer service was very poor. The shop opens at 8 o'clock. I was there at 7:30 out there in the line. They let us in at 8. The braiders didn't start showing up until 9 o'clock. By this time, it's about 20 of us seated. So only 2 or 3 braiders showed up. And then about another 20-30 minutes, another one braider came in, and they just started coming in periodically all the way up until 11:30, almost 12 o'clock.
She said people were queuing from 7:30 a.m. Doors opened at 8 a.m. But the first braider strolled in at 8:30 a.m. Then the others trickled in all the way to 12 p.m. I'm sorry, if your shop opens at 8, your staff should be there at 8. Ready, not still arriving 4 hours into the day. Like seriously? And this is one of my biggest frustrations with black hair salons. The lack of professionalism. We can do better. If you know you've got a high footfall, then plan for it. Staff your shop accordingly. Don't keep people waiting for hours, especially when people are there on time, ready to pay you. And guys, it gets worse. Guys, if you're still here with me, thank you. Please click on the subscribe button to join this wonderful community. Now let's get back into it.
So they had a list. I was on the list. for some reason I got skipped over, and I said something about it. But there was a lady about to get her hair done by the lady I was supposed to get my hair done by, because I was ahead of this lady by a whole hour. So I said something to the lady, and she told the lady, go ahead, sit down, don't worry about her, as if I didn't mean anything. So I brought it to the other lady's attention, and she was like, no, you sit here, you get your hair done. I was like, at this point, I just feel like she does not want to do my hair. So I am just going to wait until the next person. So it took about another hour. So at this time, it's about 10:30.
Okay, so there was apparently a list, some system in place for whose turn it was. But when it got to this lady's turn, they skipped her. Okay? And the braider who was supposed to do her hair took someone else instead. When she politely raised it, instead of apologizing and fixing the mistake, they told the other customer, go ahead, sit down. How disrespectful. There is nothing worse than feeling invisible, like you don't matter. And that's exactly what this was. Everyone in that salon is a paying customer. No one should feel like they're being treated as less. There's a system. Stick to it. Time matters. People's time matter. At this point, this customer has already waited for hours. She was there from 7:30 and now it's about 10. So I know she must have thought to herself, you know what? I've come this far. Let me just wait patiently and get it done. And at least there's no way this day could get any worse.
I finally get a lady that's doing my hair. For some reason, I don't know, she couldn't get my part right or what was the issue. I just know that another lady came over. They started arguing over my head, and the lady slapped her while she was in my head. Okay? So I got up, I moved, okay? And they started fighting in the middle of the shop, which is, it was crazy. Just very poor customer service. So it took about 30 minutes to get everything calmed down. So I finally get back in the chair with the same lady that got smacked, okay? So I noticed like about, 6 or 7 braids in, she wasn't using any product on my hair, and my hair felt real dry. So I'm like, okay, I don't think my parts are going to be, how I want them. So I asked to go to the bathroom. All the girls know when you don't know how your hair is looking or you skeptical, you go to the bathroom and check your hair out. So I went to the bathroom and I took a couple pictures of my hair. It looked like my braids, it looked like my 5-year-old daughter did my braids in the back. My parts were not crisp at all. There was no product on my hair. Some of the braids were intertwining with each other. So I'm like, okay. I walked out the bathroom and there was a customer out there. So I asked her, I was like, what do you think about, my parts in my head? She was like, oh no. She was like, no. So what she told me was, she was like, you want to know what? She's like, I'm back up here today because they played in my mother's hair yesterday and her parts were terrible. I'm like, okay. So I was like, let me go talk to the manager because like I said, I had been going to this lady for 9 years. So I bring her to the back and I'm like, Mary, I'm like, can you just take a look at my hair? What do you think of my hair? She immediately started going off like, no, I'm tired of this lady. She give me a lot of problems, blah, blah, blah. She's fired. I fire her today. So I was like, okay. And she immediately just ran back out to, where all the people were. Cause like I said, we were in the back. And I guess she fired the lady, and the lady went over and smacked the girl, I guess, that smacked her. So now it's another brawl. This is brawl number 2, okay? Mind you, I got a couple braids in the back, so now I have to find another person to braid my hair.
She finally gets a different braider at 10:30 a.m. Someone she's never worked with before. That alone for me is anxiety inducing. I like it when I go to hairdressers, when I'm familiar with the hairdresser, she's done my hair before and I feel comfortable with her work. And I feel like I was actually placed in a very similar situation just yesterday when I went to get this hair done. So I had contacted my hair braider. She normally does my hair. She's been doing it consistently for the past 1 year plus. And I trust her. The plan was for me to get there by 11 a.m. and I walked into that shop at 10:59. She wasn't there yet. I sent her a message that I'm there. I didn't get a response for about 20 minutes, but I met the manager and she was like, yeah, she's coming, sit down. I was like, okay, I sat down 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I can't see a sign of her. I thought, okay, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She is pregnant at the moment. So, you know, give her some time. Whilst I was seated, there was a beautician that works in the shop approached me, and she was like, do you want to get anything done? Do you want to get your eyebrows threaded, etc.? And I said, I'm all right. I did it a while ago, so I really don't need a top up. She was like, my sister does nails. Do you mind her practicing on you? It'll be free. So I was like, okay, I'm waiting anyways. I might as well. So that's why I've got these on. So she practiced on me. But even after this practice, this took about like 15, 20 minutes. My hairstylist was still not here. And by this time, I'd been in the shop for like 40 minutes. And, I gave her some more time. I know what it's like to be pregnant. I said, okay, let me wait till 12. It had been an hour and she's not here. At this point, even the manager's apologizing to me. I grab my phone, I call her, and then she's like, I'm in the hospital. I'm like, what? She's like, I'm in the hospital. And I was like, you could have told me that. Like, I know what it's like to be pregnant. Like, it's not easy. It was because she told me that she's pregnant and she struggles to get to work on time. That's why we even pushed it to 11. You could have told me. You just kept me waiting. Anyways, the manager was very apologetic. At that point, it was 12:20. The manager left the hair she was doing and she started on mine. By 12:30, another hairstylist walked in. And then the manager was like, she's going to do your hair. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is like someone else. I haven't seen her work. At least with the manager, I'd seen the Ghana braids she was doing on the other girl and it looked amazing. So I knew I was in safe hands with the manager. And now another woman had just walked in. I was like, oh my goodness, like it gives me anxiety when I've never worked with them. And so I know what this woman would have felt at that point. But at this point, I'm like, I've spent an hour and 20 minutes here. Like, and this is like ruining all my timings, like all my schedules. And the woman came on board and thankfully I was happy with the end result. And they were very, very apologetic. And that was me just waiting an hour and 20 minutes. I can't imagine this lady who's waited that long and then to not get the right service. That alone is anxiety inducing, especially when it's your hair. Hair is personal, it's spiritual. And when you're trusting someone new, you just pray for the best. But it got worse. Not only was the new braider not getting the parts right, another braider came over, they started arguing, and then came a slap. The woman doing her hair got a slap while the customer was still seated in the chair. Like, can you imagine a whole fight broke out in the middle of a packed salon? It's shocking, it's embarrassing, and sadly, it's not the first time I've heard of fights breaking out in salons. Grown women, professionals, resulting to physical fights at work in front of customers. I mean, where is the professionalism? You have a back room, step aside and handle it privately. There's absolutely no need for public assaults. What message does that send to our children, to our community? 30 minutes went by while they were fighting. Once again, time wasted. And guess what? The braider who got slapped and was involved in this fight came back to do the customer's hair. I'm sorry, I wouldn't want someone who's just gotten into a fight to lay hands on my head. I want someone who is calm, collected, and in a good mood. I'm not letting bad energy near my scalp. And sure enough, the braids didn't turn out well. The customer Shante also posted a video of how the hair actually looked like. She even asked someone in the salon for their opinion and the lady said, no, it doesn't look nice. She added that they messed up her mom's hair too. So this wasn't a one-off. Poor service seemed to be the norm here. The customer pulls the owner aside respectfully to express her concerns. And the owner's response? She came out and publicly, in a packed salon, publicly fired the braider. Again, why the public drama? It seems like in this salon, they love to do everything publicly. It seems like that's the culture in this salon. And we see the leader, we see the owner doing the exact same thing in public. There's a better way to handle things. Pull your staff aside. Give them a chance to explain or correct the mistake. And if you must let them go, do it discreetly. Because people are watching and it speaks volume about the culture. It speaks volume about what's accepted in your salon. But no, public firing. And guess what? That same braider who got fired went back to slap the other braider who had slapped her initially. Another fight. Yes, fight part 2. At this point, it wasn't a salon. It was a Nollywood set. I mean, it might as well be. Not one, but 2 fights. More time wasted, more chaos, and the customer couldn't leave. Not with half-done braids.
At this point, it's like 11 something. I can't really remember time. I just know it was around like 11 something. I had been there since 7:30, mind you. Sat down at 8 o'clock. So this is 11:30. I want to say between 11 and 11:30. I'm so mind boggled. I really, so she finally found somebody to do my hair. So I had to wait to get my hair taken down. I did get the full service. The lady that did do my hair, she's done my hair before, and she was really, really sweet. I've never had no issue with her. And even in the midst of everything that was going on, she was really sweet to me. So I have no issue with her. It's Mary that I have the issue with. I guess the lady, she owns the place. So when it came time to pay, I asked Mary, I said, you know, what time is it? It's 6:15. I just left about 15 minutes ago. So I've been there from 7:30 in the morning. I'm going to just say 8 because that's when we walked into the shop. I've been there since 8 this morning till 6 o'clock. I haven't had nothing to eat, nothing to drink. I'm tired. You could look at my eyes and tell. So I was like, Mary, can we go in the back and talk? Because I want to, kind of discuss the price. I'm like, like it was a lot going on today. And I'm like, it took way longer than expected. Like I've been here for a whole shift plus some. So she just went out like how she went off earlier when I, talked to her about the braids in the back. She just went off on me like, you gonna pay me my money, da 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 da. Start going off on me. I'm like, you know what, Mary? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pay you your money. But you want to know what? I'm never coming back. And I'm like, you don't even realize how many customers you lost just based off of the things that happened today. So many women I talked to in there said, like, I'm never coming back here. Some women even said, like, they don't even want to get they hair braided no more because of this experience. I made this video so that y'all could be aware. Just don't spend your money there. Do not. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? The customer service is poor. The back room just nasty altogether. I don't even know how they're washing hair back there. You know what I'm saying? The attitudes, not everybody's attitude was nasty, but to be an owner, you know what I'm saying? Like I expected to be compensated in some type of way. I've been here for 12, 13 hours. Like that's crazy. I'm sorry. I got my math mixed up. I'm so sleepy. But I've been here for a very long time, I expect to be compensated, seeing as that you got people fighting over my head. I'm here double the time. I done had to get my hair braided, taken down, and re-braided. Like, man, I don't know. I try to come to a conclusion with the lady. I was very nice to her. I just don't want y'all spending y'all money there. I'm over Detroit stylists. It's like, you can't find nobody that's reliable. And when you do find somebody, they either got a poor attitude, you know what I'm saying? Or they just, you know what I'm saying? They can't do what they said they could do, or they trying to get you out of deposit. Like, I'm just over it. And I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. Y'all have a good day.
So she finally gets a new braider who has to take off the old braids and start again. Once again, more precious time wasted. Anyways, so she stayed from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's a full work day and not a penny earned. In fact, money spent. And the toilet, she said it was disgusting. When you're getting your hair braided, you're there for hours. The least you can expect is a clean, usable bathroom. The whole environment, from the shop floor to the toilets to the attitude of the staff, it's all a part of the customer's experience. Eventually, she went to speak to the owner again and rightly asked for a discount. She was well within her rights to do that. After all, she waited all day, witnessed 2 fights, got skipped on the list, got poor quality braids, and endured drama after drama. Like, give a girl a break. She was within her rights to say, I'm not paying full price. Whilst reading the comments, someone else did point out that another customer got the point of view of the argument between the customer and Mary. Here it is.
hear you. Let's
Let's get back and talk like grown
You know
men.
what?
Let's go talk like adults.
I don't have time to talk.
Okay, well, I don't know what to say to you. I'm trying to handle it like I said I don't have no problem with tipping her. I said that.
Girl, I'm not asking you to tip her.
I'm not a girl.
Instead of tipping her, now you asking more and more and more.
I never asked
And I
for
already
nothing.
gave you a discount because you have been asking
I
that.
brought my own hair.
That's not my fault. You can sit here for that hours.
I don't have
Don't
no
you see the
problem with
situation? Now
And you know what the owner said when she said she had been a customer for 9 years? The owner responded, and what? I nearly lost it. Your long-standing customers are your foundation. They deserve respect, gratitude, and care. You don't grow a business by disrespecting loyalty. That salon lost a lot of customers that day. People left without getting their hair done. Some even vowed never to return. That is not how you build a brand. That is how you destroy one. Whether someone's been coming to you for 9 years, 9 months, or whether it's their first visit, they deserve a good service. Period. Because they're spending their hard-earned money. And if you know that your service has fallen short, you should be the one to absorb the cost. That's how you retain customers. That customer should have had a reasonable discount with everything she had to deal with on that salon visit. At the end of the day, this is more than just hair. It's about respect, time, service, and experience. As a community, we have to do better. Hairdressing is a business. It's not just about skill. It's about professionalism, environment, communication, and care. If you need training, take it. And if you're not ready to run a business, then don't open one. Mary, I know you lost customers. And if you want to stay in business, shouting at clients, fighting on the floor, and refusing to take accountability is not the way forward. Let's take some comments. 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. with 2 bros and her expecting you to pay full price is insane. I get y'all saying you would have left right after they skipped you, but you guys know the feeling when you need your hair done and can't go nowhere else at the moment. Losing a 9-year client is wild. So Mary lost a valuable customer because she couldn't take even $30 off your price due to the inconvenience of her braiders. Shaking my head. I'm glad you're not going back. Black women shouldn't have to go through all this to get our hair done. I was there with you since 7:30 a.m. We talked in line and I completely understand where you're coming from and why you feel the way you do. Because you were not wrong. You should have been compensated with no questions asked. I realize that people absolutely need to be in good spirits when they're touching my hair, period. I was there for 16 hours when they did my hair. Definitely not going back. And they'll be partying instead of doing your hair. And the person says they got there at 8:30 a.m. but they didn't get in the chair until 4:30 p.m. My goodness. I was there too and recorded this. I was right by you. And someone says, how did your hair come out? She said, I didn't leave until 2 a.m. shaking my head. Some pieces are coming out, but it's okay. But between the service and all that mess that went down, I wouldn't go back. A number of comments suggested that the customer could have jumped in and matched the owner's aggression or even started a fight. But the customer, Shante, chose a different path.
Not y'all having my ex-husband call me and ask me, am I okay? That's hilarious. But for those of y'all saying, oh, I would have did this, I would have did that, I would have popped off. That's the thing with a lot of people in this world. Y'all are not forward thinking. I have children, I have a business, and I have a life. That situation could have had a way worse outcome than it did. I'm not trying to be, in no fight, having an assault charge. Like, that's just dumb at the end of the day. About some hair? I think not. I have way more going on in my life that I need to put my attention towards. Not a fight at a braid shop. Period.
And honestly, I love her response. She did not stoop to the owner's level. She still got her point across, firmly, clearly, but with dignity and composure. And as a mother, that's not just wise, but exemplary. Sometimes in life, the best move is to not fight fire with fire, especially when someone refuses to be rational or accountable. You don't have to win an argument to win respect. You don't. And the customer's children saw that. She stayed calm, she spoke truth, and she walked away with her dignity. That's why I'm so proud of her. And here's something important. Mary's public aggression didn't just hurt the customer, but it created a toxic environment. When the owner yells and fights with customers, her staff take notes. They will follow her lead, and that's precisely why fights happened on the shop floor. The culture starts at the top. It's on the owner to set the tone. We need standards, no violence, no aggression. Not in front of customers. If your behavior is unacceptable, your staff will follow your lead even if it's toxic. So Mary, you need to take ownership. You need to change your culture if you want a business that lasts and a legacy that you can be proud of. And guys, my must-see content for this week is a similar Salon fight. I saw this a couple of months ago. I saved it down and I thought it's only appropriate I show it. This time, this took place in London. Yes, right here in the UK. A young lady who's gone in for a simple hair appointment and unfortunately ends up witnessing a fight. I saved it just for you. Enjoy the clip. And guys, please let me know in the comment section if you've ever had a Salon nightmare experience. Comments, I would love to read it. And as always, please do not forget to like, comment, share, hit the notification button. And please guys, subscribe. Till next time guys, enjoy the must-see content. Bye.
I'm traumatized from getting my braids done in Upton Park. Honestly, I saw a babe on here talking about, oh yeah, they're doing £50 stitch braids in Upton Park. Bear in mind, the woman actually tried to up the price to me when I sat in the chair to £60, as if we didn't message. Anyway, they were fighting in the shop. Like it. People always say, oh, Croydon's bad, South is bad, Peckham's bad. Upton Park! You guys missed off Upton Park. That place is ghetto. A girl only wanted to come in for some under the wig cane braids, £20. She was a walk-in. They told her to sit at one spot. Another woman was like, that's my customer. No, that's my customer.
I see you see people are gathering in our shop. What kind of
anything like it? Service bad. I walked in to go and get my hair done. I had booked an appointment. The woman said, oh, it's 4 o'clock already. Oh, I haven't eaten. Oh, please allow me to eat. I said, you know what, eat, because I don't want people to be hungry. She not eat, and then she was gonna come and just do my hair without washing her hands. I said, can you please wash your hands? Then she was like, oh, I took out my laptop because I was doing stuff, and she was like, oh, you're not gonna pass the hair? Pass the hair? Pass the hair? I said, no, I'm not going to pass the hair. This is why you got to be strong to these people. I said, I'm not going to pass the hair. It's like, oh, well, it's going to take longer if you don't pass the hair. I said, that's fine. Let it take longer, because that's not what I'm doing. I didn't come here to pass hair. Honestly, it was such a traumatizing experience. I've never heard of Upton Park until today. I went to Upton Park because I need a braider who is accessible very quickly in East or Essex, and no one had any slots, and I've got so many things going on. I needed a braider like today, so I found this person. But my good lord, that was an experience. I'm gonna insert all the clips so you can see and you can hear.
shut up, bro. That's why I don't want